check in. Peyton, how you doing these days?
Good, how are you?
Like that top, got a new Caldwell Academy sweat top there, looking sharp as always. How about that night you got that 1,000th point? What was that like? What was that feeling like?
That was a great experience. I really love playing with my team, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without all their assists and all their plays anyway, so it was a really fun night.
It's a lot of fun to see all that hard work pay off and have some memories like that.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's a memory I'm sure you'll take with you for the rest of your life, right? Mm-hmm. And what do you do for an encore? What do you do next as you got the 1,000? What's next on the agenda here? I know if it's all about the team because you want to keep winning, you guys got 21 wins now. But as far as your goals now for the rest, what are some things you're shooting for here?
Well, we have the conference tournament, so that's the first thing, is try to get the conference championship, which we have one team that we'll really need to compete with in order to get that win. But then just to finish...
Who's that team? Let me jump in.
Burlington School.
Burlington School, the Burlington.
Is one of our teams that we compete with the most, back and forth. And then really just try to finish out the season strong and see how far we can make it in the state playoffs, and then just get ready for next year.
Anything less and maybe get past the... Got to get past the first round, get past the second round. You got maybe get to about the third round or so. You got to get that far to kind of build on what you've done in the past, right? I think Coach said last year the weather kind of knocked you out, but you probably feel like you're at least a second or third round team, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think that we have grown and matured a lot, and I think we now know what to expect when we go into this first and second round. And I think that if we all play together and keep our heads in it, we can make it pretty far.
Do you see a team again in the states like the Burlington School? Are they going to be a team you might see again down the road, even after the conference tournament? They'll be there?
Last year was Concord Assembly that really was a tough loss for us. Really well put together team, but otherwise, I don't know who we'll see in the States. But
who do you think? I mean, have you done any prior research, find out who these other teams are outside your area? Some players and coaches even sometimes start to kind of get an idea, the bird's eye view of what the future might look like. Who's some of those other teams that might be tough around the state? Any idea who these other?
Well, Davidson Day is another team that we played earlier this year who was not in our conference, and we played a lot of difficult games at the beginning of our season, kind of to warm up for this conference, including GDS. Davidson Day and Asheville Christian was another tough one, and so really those are just a lot of big people on those teams, and we don't have as much size, so we have to work on outside shooting and fast breaks and stuff like that.
What were the challenges like in a Greensboro Day game for you? Tamara Thorpe and company, and they've got some good young players over there too.
They do, and like Ren said, we got a slow start. I don't think we were fully prepared for what we were about to face, but we fought and we tried to contend in battle, but in the end we just ran out of time.
It seems like sometimes no matter how much someone tells you how good another team is, it's still hard to take all that in and believe it. Yeah.
Until you finally see it, then
you kind of get hit in the face with it sometimes, then you wake up for sure.
Yeah.
Other than your coaches, who's been the biggest influence in your basketball life? Other than your coaches, you think?
My dad. He's the one that really pushed me to get started from a young age. Starting third grade, I think, was when I first started playing AAU. And ever since then, he just wanted to see me excel, and we worked hard together.
And you and your dad on basketball, and you and your mom maybe on academics, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, because your mother, from what I hear, is an excellent teacher.
Yes, she is. She's a really good teacher.
Yeah, because we had John Brewer in here a couple of weeks ago. I think he said he was in one of your mother's classes and had high regards for your mom, job she does, teach at school there at Caldwell Academy. What's the part of your game that's probably improved the most since last year, since we saw you about 1 year ago? How have you gotten better in your game?
Honestly, I worked a lot on conditioning, making myself faster, not falling on the ground as much when getting hit. So that was something I worked over the summer for, to just get my body in better condition, not only for school ball, but also carrying over into AAU was a big part.
And you look at some other things. What do you think is your best basketball move or your best shot?
I like the contact. So, I mean, for layups, I mean, post moves down low, get some contact is what I usually strive for.
And good success, I'm sure, this year at the free throw line too, probably.
Yes, that's where a lot of it comes from. And then working on my shooting whenever I can, and at the games I get to be the three is good.
How far do you see your team going? I mean, what's it going to take to win that championship? We talked about getting second or third round, maybe. What's it take overall to win a state championship, you think? Because you guys haven't been there before. Right. But you got to have some kind of mental concept, some kind of idea what you think it might take to win a title.
I mean, we're going to have to work hard. It's not going to be easy at all. We have a team with a lot of different talents, and we fall in some areas where other teams excel, like I said, size, but we have great shooters on our team, and that is really a strength for us, that if we really just focus and make a game plan, it can happen.
Throw me into the Ren Stewart corner. What's Ren Stewart taught you as you being a player, he being the coach? What have you learned from the head coach? We talked about the other influences outside of basketball, other than coaches. What about as a head coach? What have you learned from Coach Stewart, and even from the rest of the coaching staff?
We got 2 new assistant coaches this year who really came in to help with fundamentals and drills, and that has been really influential for a lot of the girls, especially freshmen and sophomores who are still learning a lot. But having Coach Trey and Coach Stewart for these past 2 years that I've played with them has been great. They are great leaders, and they always are looking to critique something, even when you think you've done it right. There's always something else they can change, and I've just truly enjoyed playing with them. It's always been a fun experience, and this team shares so many fun times together, and we get along so well. It's great chemistry.
Sometimes you almost have to be like a sponge just to take all this in, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure you got to reach a point you can never stop listening, never stop learning, right?
Right.
So in basketball, people that follow it that close don't realize every day you go out there, you learn something new every day.
Yep, there's always something to do.
And maybe learn a better way to do something you've done in the past, too. Is there another sport you like besides basketball? Any other recreational fun sport you like? Or you play?
I play basketball mainly. Last year I did track to throw, but I mean, no, it's usually just basketball.
And what event were you doing in the track?
Shot put and discus.
Really? Wow. You
Yeah.
went with the strengths?
Yeah.
Events. Wow.
Yeah, it was fun, but just for conditioning, again, for basketball.
Think you'll be back there again this year with the track team, maybe?
We'll see. This season for AAU is pretty important, so managing my time, we'll see.
Gotcha. Favorite class in school right now? Got a favorite class? And if you could take this class again in college, would you take this class again at a higher level?
I love history. I love learning about history, so any history class is great with me.
Just keep working at history, and even on in college, I'm sure you'll do some more history work there too, right? Mm-hmm. Any college thoughts yet? Talked about any schools of the family or coaches, anyone about where you may want to go down the road?
Yeah, still looking. It's going to be, especially once AAU comes around, this is going to be a really important time and season for me to really get all my thoughts together, have my resume sent out, looking at some schools, and just trying to finalize all those.
Now, we could ask the coaches this from your standpoint as a player. Do you see the AAU level being a good level to be seen by college coaches? They come by and check out the AAU tournaments and see what your girls are doing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My AAU coach, she has so many showcases for us. It's a really good opportunity. We do so much.
And who's your coach again?
Kristen Schott.
Yeah, we never mentioned earlier. I think we did. Least favorite class? Is there a class in school right now that's not a favorite class of yours?
Yeah, definitely physics. It's not strong suit.
So once you get physics done, you're not going to mess with that again, probably.
Right. No, that'll be done.
The phrase "game changer." Hear that quite a bit these days. What is a game changer, and who do you think on your team might be a game changer?
Depending on the game, we have a lot of game changers. Hannah Hauser, who really is the one who feeds me most of my assists. She's a great shooter, and she sees the court very well. So does Megan Speckman, great point guard. And then also Ty Morrison, who plays post with me a lot. The way that we're able to connect, and she can finish the shots I miss and vice versa. Those are really what comes down to game-changing moments in those.
And you think maybe
games.
A lot of it's the eye contact and the hand and the body language, that type thing?
Yeah.
The communication?
I think just playing, especially with Hannah and Megan, I've played with them for so long.
Yeah.
We already have a really good chemistry, and then Ty came on the team and pretty much just fit right in, and it was easy to work with her.
I love it's about that repetition, knowing what they're going to do even before they do it. Probably when you get in a certain spot of the court, you know what's coming.
Exactly.
Let's see for you. If you go back and do this again the same way, or do you go back and do it again a little different? Do you change anything going back in your basketball career?
Going back, I like the progress I've made so far and the choices I made with who I've played with, but definitely would have started working on some of those fundamentals sooner. Like a lot of ball handling is probably something that I would have started sooner for sure.
That helps the post players, right? The ball handling does help them a lot.
Yeah, and I'm play guard in AAU, and I need to move to that more. And got my shooting down, and dribbling is honestly still something just to keep working on.
Yeah, it seems like the post players, they got to be able to do that dribbling, because it seems like they kind of move sometimes from the post maybe toward a wing or another spot when they get to college anyway.
Exactly.
That transition part of the game. 20 years down the road, what do you see yourself doing? What do you see yourself at maybe? Can you give us any kind of glimpse down the road, the future?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I definitely, after my college career, hopefully playing basketball, I hope to stay in athletics somewhere, be hands-on with people, whether that's physical therapy or orthopedics or anything that's just really where my passion is. Hopefully I'll be doing that someday.
Have you had any contact with the orthopedic people, kind of got an idea what they do, that type of stuff?
Well, yeah, once I had my surgery for my ACL, going to my freshman year, it was really just something that really interested me, seeing and going to physical therapy and just seeing the people around me and seeing if that's something that I maybe wanted to do someday.
Let's do that basketball photo, that snapshot. What would we see if we looked at a snapshot of your basketball life, a photograph we may have, kind of looking back at your basketball career? What do we see there?
Oh, I don't know. There's always something different, but I mean, I just try to do the best that I can to help my team, even when I'm having, say, a bad offensive game, like playing the best defense I can, and just being a team player and letting other people who have their strengths do their strengths. Hannah shoot, Megan shoot, and sometimes it's not going to be a post game, sometimes it's going to be an outside game, and so that's just what I hope that my goal is, just to be a team player for everyone.
So we might see in that photograph, may see you in the post one day, maybe see you out in the wing another time.
Hopefully moving out to the wing unless I grow anymore.
What about the Atlantic Coast Conference teams? You can play for any team in the ACC and be involved with them. Is there one ACC team you'd play for, like to?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I love Carolina, but I mean, that's just as the academic place, you know. I don't really know where I want to play yet. It's still something that settles, want to find a really good academic school, but yet somewhere where I can excel in athletics. So it's something that I've been in the process of trying to unfold and see what's out there.
If you look at one of those ACC teams, say you were playing for Carolina, is there one team you would just love to beat on any given day? So
definitely Duke.
So the game you went to last year with the men, who won that game last year?
Carolina did.
They did win
at Carolina, yeah.
Good call on that. Who do you have next? You said on the high school schedule next, looking ahead, you don't know who you're going to play in that tournament yet. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. Do you get like a first round bye or anything since you finished first? How's that work?
Yeah. Well, actually, we finished first along with another team, that Burlington school. And so they beat us by 5 points one time. Then we came back, beat them by 5 points. So we're exactly tied. And it's crazy game. So they're looking at, you know, how many points they've scored in all their games and stuff.
Total points for, total points against, all those crazy.
So there's a lot of deciding that'll go into who gets first and second seed.
The old keyword criteria, a lot of criteria to be looked into.
Exactly.
So you don't know who it's going to be yet then?
No, we'll find out. I think they play tomorrow, and so you never know what can happen.
And you guys are done, right?
We are finished until the tournament.
Does that mean, a lot of questions pop up, does that mean everybody gets together in a van or vehicle and goes watch their game tomorrow night?
We'll see, but the team they're playing probably have a strong chance that they'll win, but you never know. So we'll have to wait until that game's over to see what they'll do for seedings.
Who knows? Some of your coaches may be there. They'll probably be scouting that game, I would think, checking those out. You can be the team MVP or be the #1 student in your class academically. Which one do you take?
Oh, that's a tough one. Probably sports, but academics is very, as my mom would probably love to hear, but I do take academics very seriously. But sports is just a huge passion. That just
you think if you're tops in your team MVP in sports, you should be a fairly intelligent player anyway. So that probably comes naturally, probably come together.
Yeah, I mean, you have to work hard for both.
All right, if you get stuck on a deserted island, you got to play somebody one-on-one to get off that island. Who do you play? And it's got to be somebody good. Who do you play to beat to get off the island there?
Like people my age?
Yeah, somebody your age or somebody, just pick out anybody you might know that you know you could beat, and they have to be a halfway decent player. Who do you play to get off that deserted island there?
Gosh, I have no idea. I could probably play any girl on my AAU team. I mean, just for...
Who are some of the big names on that AAU team?
Haley Barber.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say names you could recognize. The first one, boom, about any others?
Morgan Pointer.
You could beat all those girls.
Oh, no, I could play with them, but we'll see. Haley's over there, so, I mean...
To get off the island, you could beat them, right?
Yeah, sure.
Good stuff. Look this over. Do you have a lucky number or a pregame superstition? Is there any kind of pregame superstition or a lucky number?
No, I don't think so. I've never had one of those.
Don't wear any certain pair of socks, wear any certain clothes on game day, no superstitions. Coach Stewart said he's got the shirt and I think the tie he wears.
He does, and he always has to wear that tie because he always makes sure he does. But so he's the one who really holds the superstition. He's in charge of wearing the tie and shirt.
Final note for you: if you girls were to win the whole shooting match, I guess you say, everything, win the state title, does that mean Coach Stewart would get a lot of water thrown on him if he could win the whole thing?
Absolutely, yeah. That would be great.
Listen, excellent job as always.
Thank you very much.
Keep up the good work. And